Yeah, so that's the motorcycle that I ride, guys. Look at that. That's pretty naked, but 950cc. Nice motorcycle. Okay, welcome back to the vlog, everybody. Now, this is gonna be a ride of a FZ09 Yamaha. So far, so good. All right, it's also gonna be my first time riding a sport bike that is of this size. When I talk about the size, that is the engine size that I'm talking about, because this bike is 947 cc, or roughly 950 cc, just to make it easier. And yeah, this bike's got some, you know, pretty neat power to it. All the other riders that were riding earlier were saying that this bike is a bit fun to ride. And as you guys can see, Paul here on a V-Strom 1000. There are other riders on a different, you know. How's it going, Paul? So far, so good, man. I didn't expect it the way it was, but... Have you tried the FZ09? No. This is actually my first time riding a sport bike of this size on a... when I talk about the size, it's the engine size.
That has a triple cylinder.
Yeah, 3-cylinder, 4-stroke per cylinder, right?
Yeah, I love naked bikes.
Okay. Yeah, it's... Now, a lot of you guys know I am a cruiser rider, so I have a different style of motorcycle that I ride on a daily basis. This is a completely naked motorcycle, a naked bike with so much power. I mean, compared to the engine size, my bike's got the same power, 950, and this one's roughly 952. But the difference is on the torque side, right, and other stuff. The engine response, because this being a sport bike, the engine response is pretty good, you know. It's completely different, and it's very light. That's another thing. My bike is close to 700 pounds, 298 kilograms. I don't know how what's the weight on this bike, but I can tell it's probably, you know, just a little over half of what my bike is. But yeah, so far so good. Different riding position. A more laid back cruiser rider, sitting on this bike, leaning forward, and sitting on a different position. It's different. It's a different feeling, you know. And it's a pretty light bike. It's such a light bike. That's another thing, right? Being such a light bike, and you have so much torque, so much power, you know, the weight to engine ratio, or the engine size, is different. But don't take this video as a review, guys. It's just my experience of riding the Yamaha FZ09, and how I feel like it. I actually have never done any research on this motorcycle, haven't done anything, you know. I just happened to be in the dealership for you know, their riders group ride, and you know, and I, you know, they had lots of motorcycles that you know, that they needed to take out for a ride. And yeah, I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try and see how. Now just this clutch, pulling on it, it feels so stiff. Yeah. Now this bike has different riding modes. It's also got ABS. And so far I'm trying the B mode. There is the A mode, which is I think the aggressive mode. Digital gauge, there's no analog gauge. Pretty fun to ride though. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty good. This is a good bike to ride in town, in and around town. Very light, very nimble, lots of power, lots of torque. So it's pretty fun bike to ride. And I was told it's so easy to do wheelies on this bike. I would never attempt to do it, well, at least while I'm doing the demo ride. But if I own one, I'll probably give it a try. And I like the sitting position. Not sure if we can do a long ride on this motorcycle. I'm putting so much pressure on my hand already, Okay. I don't know, it's such a weird feeling to be sitting on this kind of motorcycle and riding, because I'm so used to ride a motorcycle in a different style, and this one happened to be completely different. It is such a light bike. Sixth gear, I love it. This bike's got a sixth gear. My bike's only got fifth gear, and feels good. Well, we'll test that sixth gear on a handy here once we get to the highway. You know how that does, but so far so good. And there's no wind protection on this one, because there's no windscreen or any sort of wind protection, because it's such a naked bike. And I feel there's so much wind hitting my chest, it's hitting my so much fun to ride this motorcycle, man. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's fly. feels totally different on this motorcycle. I felt like something is pushing me. Something is pushing me so hard. Even when I do soldier check trying to change the lane, it is a bit difficult. So I don't think I would ever take this motorcycle on a long ride, but it would be such a fun ride in town, within the city, you know, just go to work every day. It would be such a fun ride. But yeah, long ride, I would still prefer my motorcycle or a touring motorcycle. That's the case. My goodness, the wind is trying to blow me. I feel like I've been, you know, this thing will blow me out. We're just pulling over to the Tim Hortons location here. Some of the guys are going to switch motorcycles. Hey guys, so these are the motorcycle we're taking out on a test ride today. Yeah, there we go. Scooter V-Strom, that's a Suzuki V-Strom 1000. That's the FZ09. Yeah, a DRZ 400. Another V-Strom. Yeah, so that's the motorcycle that I ride, guys. Look at that. That's pretty naked, but 950cc. Nice motorcycle. I loved it, every second of it. I just wanted to give you guys a tour from around. I don't know if the GoPro is doing any justice or not, but it's a Sure.